All right. Welcome back to the best NFT show in the world. I am grinning from ear to ear, man. I cannot wait to get to this episode. It's nice to have everybody in the house, whether you're a lad, if you're a first timer, welcome into NFT Live. I can't wait for this episode, Ronan. How are we doing down there, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. It's been another crazy week in crypto, brother. It seems like we've had just a ton going on. I mean, we've had everyone from, Taco Bell to Kings of Leon dropping, NFTs right on the heels of our lovely Lindsay Lohan, as well as that dollar Beeple going for like $600,000, right? Can you imagine? Like, you spend $1, you get an NFT, I don't even know, 6 months ago, and here you are sitting on a $600,000 bag. So it's definitely been an interesting time in the space, dude. We've seen some pretty cool projects pop up, right? Like Cryptoland is going to appreciate this one. Crypto Kongs kind of came out of nowhere. It's kind of catching that crypto punk and hash max vibe, right? Like, it's got like the secret attributes that Lander was actually, I think he was the first one to discover the secret attributes on those things, which is cool, man. Stuff like that is exactly why I love this space and exactly why you can't sleep in crypto, man. Because if you sleep in crypto, then you're in trouble. You're going to miss everything. So,
man, and we've talked about this. We thought about moving NFT Live to twice a week because there's just too much. There's so many things happening right now that even with our dashboard and having all the stories that we're going to cover today, I don't think we're going to be able to get to everything. We can't. It's just impossible. The NFT space is absolutely blown up. All the tokens in the NFT space as well. Everybody wants exposure to NFTs, whether that be through B20, whether that be through Axie Infinity. Chili's has seen a lot of a big, increase in price here. We just have ourselves a rocket ship, but we also behind the scenes have ourselves a great producer who hasn't been on NFT Live for a couple weeks, and we are so glad to have him back. Crypto Buffalo's behind the scenes. What is going on, my man Buffalo?
Hey, this is what's going on, man. We're back in Lad City, NFT Live. It has been a hot minute. I'm down here in the Cyber Mountain area that I like to call the grid, floating outside of the box. I don't actually have a bottom half anymore. I'm just the top half. I lost my legs in a Lads War. It was crazy times, you guys. But I am so glad to be back, so grateful. I get Lads FOMO every time I miss a stream. And it is good to be back. And we got some surprises for you guys this show. I'll be cutting it from behind the scenes. Keep the comments going. Hopefully you guys can make the air and look for some special little shout outs and some fun little things. But yeah, let's do it, boys. Take it away.
Absolutely, man. It's great to have
Dude,
Buffalo
so nice.
back. Everything you
so
see
nice
right
to
here,
have
guys.
Buff back. And you guys don't even know the half of it. Like, he surprised the heck out of us last night when we were having a production meeting. He brought up the new digs, basically. Like, we've had some little quirks that we've kind of lived through production, just because of the fact that we set this thing up and we haven't really had things have gone so fast, Q. Right? Like, we haven't had a lot of time to really hone things in, and Buff got on last night. He showed us this new setup. Not only did he upgrade our side, so now everything looks nice in HD. I can read it when you share your screen now, Q. But there's also no delay. So hopefully that awkward delay that would happen, where you and I would kind of like fumble on top of words on each other, is gone. So that is amazing. Thank you, Buff, so much, dude. It's so nice to have Buffalo back this week.
My pleasure.
1,000,000%. He's going to be behind the scenes. He's got a couple cool things planned that we've updated, kind of, the layout. You guys saw the timer. We're bringing the greatest updates to the channel, but it's nice to see Crypto Stash in the house. He was just live there, so I appreciate him coming over. It's great to have everybody here, man. We got about 50 of you guys as we just get started. The thumbnail is absolutely lit. Like, we've got Aoki up there. We've got CryptoMotors, Uplift. We haven't even touched on our interview guests for today. Chili's is on there. My man Khabib Nurmagomedov. Hopefully I said that right. All those Dagestani guys are absolutely killing it in the UFC. And UFC is coming to flow. We've got B20. We've got Illuvium, kind of bringing in the NFT gaming and making it a little bit better from a gaming engine perspective. Really like what they're doing. So what's up?
You know what? I got a question for chat. I'm curious. I want to know if anybody in chat read my article on 1:37 p.m. about 3 weeks ago about the B20 token. You want to talk about alpha. Okay, I dropped that article 3 weeks ago when B20 was like less than $3, dude. What's the price right now? B20, I
The
think, is like
price,
over 18 or something.
I've got, yeah, and I've got CoinGecko pulled up on my screen, 24 bucks, 30 days, Ronan. So I think right when you posted the article is, it must be a Ronan pump because it's up 5,000% in 30 days. So GG for everybody that got in there on B20. I know there's a couple memes kind of circulating that it should be, B21, B24 as we get to about 24 bucks here. B over 20 is going to be the new meme for my B20 holders. But yeah, if you guys were listening to Ronan and listening to NFT Live, we've been chilling. The WOWs token. I don't know if you've seen WOWs, Ronan, but don't hurt yourself.
Don't talk to me about WOWs. I don't want to talk about
$300 WOWs. $300 WOWs.
I had two buddies who had never messed with nothing in crypto, queued up and ready to go for WOWs, and you degenerates just snatched it all up from underneath me, man. I didn't get a single one, but it's okay. It's all right. There's always 100%. Another project, right?
Yep, absolutely. That's the beauty of crypto. That's the beauty of crypto and doing it with the lads as well, right? We can all provide each other alpha. This is never investment advice, of course, but it does help to have everyone in there kind of shilling links, putting down what should be looked at. So speaking of what should be looked at, we're going to kind of go through the intro a little bit, but we have a packed episode. I'm just going to run right down the dashboard. We've got Steve Aoki doing that nifty drop. Or Nifty Gateway drop for 4.29 mil. So he cashed in. We've got some esports and gaming updates that I'm going to kind of package together. Greg Mike ABV plus Nifty Gateway. So another Nifty Gateway drop. Those guys are absolutely raking in the cash right now and doing a great job highlighting artists. Decentral Games to create an Atari casino in Decentraland. That was dropped by a lad in our Discord. So we're definitely going to cover that. A little bit on some AR glasses and why they might be the future. CryptoMotors partnering with Animoca brands. Beeple, tough to find a person who's doing better in NFTs right now than Beeple. Maybe Ferocious, but not even based on this Christie's current bid. And then Ethstory, Andrew Steinwald over there is incubating a awesome project that we're going to touch on. And then Flow, to wrap up the quick news, if we can keep it quick, it looks like UFC is starting to make its way to Flow. We always knew it. We had the partnership announcement and all that stuff, but there were a couple updates to that actual Flow situation there and UFC. And then we will bring on our main guest for the evening, Corey Cottrell from Uplift.World. They're having a land sale here in the next 48 hours, doing a lot of cool things. Shout out to Small Town Cowboy, by the way, who's made it. We're going to show you guys what's happening later in the episode, but he's done an absolute phenomenal job of building that plot. I can't wait to show you what we've been working on, or what he's been working on specifically for the lads, as well as Asmodai, who's been helping him out. So, woo, I got to take a breath there, Ronan, but did I do a good job breaking down everything? Did I miss anything?
Oh, you hit it all, which is absolutely amazing. So good for you. Yeah, man, dude, I think that it's just going to keep going, which is kind of the crazy part, right? Mm-hmm. Like the fact that like we are dealing with as much news on a daily basis as we are, and it's just the beginning. When you consider the fact that things like, this is the first, auction ever as far as digital art is concerned, like on a major auction house. So we're just getting going. When other artists start coming in and Christie's and Sotheby's decides to get in the game, I'm sure they're already planning something. You have no idea how many people I've talked to in the past, 7 to 10 days that are launching a platform that does something totally different than anything we're currently, dealing with. And those conversations, man, are super exciting. So there's a lot coming, guys. This is what did I say about 2021? What did I say, lads?
The NFTs, baby.
It's the year of the NFTs.
Is this real life?
Is this real life? You said Steve Aoki. Never in a million years would I imagine that I would have had the opportunity to hang out with Steve Aoki during his drop, and he was so hyped, dude. And that was a high energy clubhouse.
Win Vegas, baby. All right, so this is what we got. So many comments. So Buffalo, if you see any comments that come through, feel free to stop us and highlight those. I know we had M Blue in the house, who's a team member over at Uplift, as well as Small Town Cowboy is here, the creator himself of the lads. I'm not even going to drop any more info on that because you guys just need to see it to believe it. And then Crypto Stash is saying he's hooking us up with some NFTs. All right, so we do have a packed episode. I know Corey's super busy, so we have to get into it. I'm going to touch on a couple things. This is like such a butterfly effect type story. I mean, we were sitting there in a Layer 1 Live one day covering that Lindsay Lohan was doing some type of NFT on Rarible. XPlow hit me right before the episode, kind of stopped. We were in the dying embers of that episode, and he was like, "Man, you got to check out this Lindsay Lohan NFT." And now we have Tim Dillon, and there's the piece. You guys see the piece that was purchased on Layer 1 Live that I get so much shit about. Tim Dillon is thank you, Buff, for that. I appreciate it. And we have Tim Dillon talking crap about Lindsay Lohan and the NFT scams. We've heard a lot about these people who are kind of just coming into the space saying there's no value to NFTs, all this stuff. And celebrities are certainly coming in and raking in. But Tim Dillon is talking shit about, Lindsay Lohan owners. I don't know who that may be, but we have him, sitting there with his crew kind of going over this stuff. So it was a cool little story. Shout out to XPlow. Shout out to everyone behind that. Ronan, Lindsay Lohan, what do you think? Nope. Okay, moving on. We have the next piece of story here. We are going to touch on the Paint token. If you don't have the Paint token, if you haven't taken advantage of this Paint token airdrop, this is by NFT Plazas. I'm going to drop this and I'm going to pin it in the chat. All you have to do, go to the link within that article. I'm sure it is there somewhere. I pinned it now to the chat. You may have tokens waiting for you. A lot of people who are involved in minting and what have you, those people have been able to get an airdrop of upwards of $500. I mean, even more. I think like $5,000 to $10,000 bucks. But some people, I think I was able to claim for like 500. So, Ronan, did you by chance get some of this Paint airdrop?
I did. Yeah. And actually shout out to, oh man, I should have actually queued this up before. Shout out to the guy who hit me up on Twitter in my DMs and was like, "Yo, bro, I don't know if you've checked out the Paint thing, but you should." And he gave me a link and he was like, "It just pumped overnight." He hit me up Saturday in DMs. And I think it was an artist who had actually hit me up prior asking for some help about, his art. And so he shared some alpha and I told him to hit me up on Thursday. So, exchange the alpha for alpha, brother. It's awesome. So I appreciate that very much because, yeah, dude, I cashed in. It was somewhere around that, and it just paid for the brakes on my Suburban. So, yay.
Amazing, man. Amazing. And Easy and Crypto saying I'm hodling Paint hard. A lot of us are hodling it. Appreciate you guys showing up today. We are going to get into the episode. I just got word from the main man Buffalo that Corey has entered the building. So he's kind of in the background here waiting to be brought up on screen. So Ronan, let's do this. Let's break the episode up into two so that Corey's not waiting too long. I know he's super busy. So right after potentially your AR piece, we will jump in to Corey in that interview. So without further ado, we will get into the news for the week. It is very expansive. So we are going to kind of keep it quick. Keep the chat live. You guys are doing a great job of that. And then if it's your first time here, NFT Live, bringing you the latest from around the NFT industry. Please leave a like, sub. It really helps, and share it, man. It's all the more chat you guys leave, the better the episode is. I say it every week, but it's so true. So without further ado,
it helps a lot. It keeps the energy up for us. You know what I mean? So, So first story that we have up is the Steve Aoki drop on Nifty Gateway. This was huge. Obviously, pulling in a total of $4.29 million. This was a super under the radar drop for me until like the day before. And, I got word and I was like starting to look around. There wasn't a lot of information out there. And then all of it kind of just came, in at once. And essentially what took place was, he had some, as Nifty does, he had some open edition. There was also a pack drop that I was really hoping, but there's only 219 packs. And there was, I think, almost 10,000 people queued up for those packs. So we had a little bit of top shot going on here. What I would really like to do actually is what we're going to do real quick is I'm going to pull this up, and I know I should not, and I should have done this and I should have had it queued up, but what did I do? That's not it, is it? Gateway. So what's amazing about this is that the final auction went from like 49,000 at the beginning of the day on Sunday. Where do you find this stuff? Discover. All the way up to $888,888.88, which was a huge big by John from T-Mobile. So, and Buff, we don't have to share this anymore. I'm not going to be able to find that as fast as I wanted to. I wanted to share it so you guys could kind of check out the animation, but I don't know where it goes after they take it off the drop page. But it was a huge drop. Congratulations to Steve Aoki. Congratulations to John, who snagged that 101. He said last night in Clubhouse that he does not plan on ever letting that thing go, and I wouldn't either. If you guys have not seen it, go over to niftygateway.com, and I don't know how you find it, but you can find it there. And it's pretty dope, man. The head is like, he's like headbanging essentially to the Steve Aoki music, and like the hair on his head is all like swishing and stuff, and then it gets more and more intense. It's dope. Check it out.
I'm going to put this to you, Ronan. I'm going to put this to the chat. What artist is the top for you on NFTs and artists and previous musicians and things like that? Like, who would get in? You'd be like, I think this is it. Gronk had this NFT. We're not even going to touch on that drop.
I got one more for you. Retirement.
He had that queued up. Who is the top? What is the musical artist that gets in? What is the artist, just general artist? What is the celebrity that gets in where you're just like, I think I'm going to pull back now? Drop it in the chat.
Oh man, that's a good question. That is a good question. I think for me, I think I would really like, okay, who would I really like to see that is probably huge? And if I saw that happen, I would be like, I think like someone like Madonna, okay? Someone who's from like a generation where like music was just in every aspect of your life. It was all aspects of culture. MTV was popping off. Like the albums were flying off. She was pushing like the edge of like what music and art and performance and all of these things were, right? And for someone like her to like come back and be like, yo, I'm going to do a really dope like NFT. It has to be done the right way. She needs to work with a pretty good creative agency. I heard that the lads have something like that going on. And if Madonna dropped something really dope, I think it would be an excellent thing to see in the space. And at that point, I would be like, now we're mainstream. I'm sure a lot of people would say like Drake or I don't know, like I don't even know, LeBron, like dropping his own, right?
I'm waiting for like a Barack Obama NFT to kind of come out, just like that, just a signal of
Barack
top.
Obama last night.
Just hold on. So we got a couple of comments. There was Sandre's trolling a little bit, saying Medmora, who already released on Flow. Jenna Jameson, 100%. Marcus came through with a fire comment there. We got a couple Biebers, Travis Scott. I like the Drake comment. I think Drake would be a great example of like an artist getting in and just kind of signaling. But then you have this whole conversation of, what is the NFT top? You don't even know. I was talking with Andrew Steinwald, who just tweeted out that he got his appendix removed last night. So shout out to, hopefully he's okay. And I think he was tweeting saying he's okay. But we were just talking about this. Like, what is this top of NFTs? We see this really big cycle. Does it pull back at any point in the near future? We don't know. So I'm going to hit the next couple pieces so that we could then bring Corey in. But if you see any comments, Ronan, definitely feel free to kind of
I like
drop
the Rock. Orlando threw out the Rock. Fresco says Kanye. Kareth says Nickelback. So yeah, Kanye, the Rock, that would be excellent. I'd like to see a Kanye Rock collaboration.
Absolutely. Ooh. Let's go, make it happen, Ronan. You're in Clubhouse Eminem working it, so I want to see that. All right,
Eminem,
go ahead.
And I'm all over it. I said Eminem drops one, and I'm all over it. I will sell every single NFT I own. Just saying.
Okay. Well, Eminem, hopefully you're listening. Guys, while you're listening, all-time high is going to be 126. So we're at 80 right now. He is. Buffalo just gave us the signs that he is listening.
Let me know he's watching.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to actually hop into this next piece of story. This is awesome. Basically, all three of these stories I'm going to package together and do it really quickly. Community Gaming, I've talked with Chris, who leads up that project over there. They've got a lot of cool things coming. Basically, they work to automate the payment of e-game tournaments, esports tournaments. So they're I guess partnering here with Polyant Games. We have $100,000 in prizes. Primarily, they're going to be working with blockchain games, right? Because there's going to be some things that they have to work through via regulation and all this good stuff. But primarily, they're going to start with blockchain gaming and move their way into games like Valorant and things like this. So really cool to see from community gaming. They're also going to allow communities themselves. So lads, for example, could come out and say, okay, we're going to actually host an in-house, or maybe, open it up and say there's 1,500 lads available, or 15,000 lads available, whatever we need to do. And they allow people to coordinate esports tournaments all over the place, and they're growing rapidly. I know they just closed another round as well. So shout out to those guys. I will get to this next story because I want to hit all three together. I showed this on Layer 1 Live. Illuvium is going to be absolutely crazy. They've got a lot of different things happening within the industry, within the NFT industry right now. They kind of gave this teaser. I'm not going to go like all out on this teaser because there's not much, and I don't want to get your hopes up, quote unquote, Ronan. And we have basically a couple of these characters that and the real in-game engine kind of being showcased here that we can show for you guys. Again, it's going to be a turn-based, very Pokemon-esque situation here where you're able to collect these assets. There's going to be a DeFi aspect. Kane Warwick's brother is actually behind this, so anything the Warwicks touch, man, turns to gold. So I'm definitely keeping my eye out. Not financial advice in any type of way. I am all over Illuvium right now. So can't wait for that. Ronan, did you have anything based on anything I just said before I get to that last one? Muted?
Yep.
Did we lose
definitely.
him?
Sorry. Yep. You got me now.
Yep.
I think Illuvium is going to be a great project to work. I think an auto battler just makes sense in the space. So I'm really looking forward to that project as well. Awesome. Next up, we got. Oh, yeah. Oh, you have one other. That's right. 3.
Last one I'm going to hit is Chain Monsters. It looks like they're going ahead on Flow. They did a Kickstarter, which is an interesting way to raise funds for a crypto project, but they are essentially, I said Pokemon in reference to Illuvium, but as you can see, Chain Monsters is really taking that to the next level with a lot of the visuals here. But this is going to be launched on Flow. So think Pokemon, think blockchain assets on Pokemon, and that's going to be coming to Flow. They've got a lot of information that's coming up. It looks like they have 2,000 pre-registrations for their alpha. So I know Vive was down. That was going to be that OpenSea marketplace on Flow. Vive was down, I believe, today. They're doing some maintenance there, but once that comes live, I'm registering for that pre-alpha, no doubt. So that is it. I know that's a ton kind of packaged there into one story, but go ahead, Ronan.
Yeah, excellent. Just to hit a comment, Orlando said, do you guys think people are playing Madden for Bitcoin already? He used to love playing Madden. I'll tell you what, I don't know. Did you see that tweet that went out? It was like at some point last week, and someone took a screenshot, and it was from like 2000 and like, I don't know, 11 or something. And it was a gaming competition. And it was like first place, $250, second place, $150. And then like it got to like 5th through 7th was like 15 to 20 Bitcoin each or something like that. And it was like a consolation prize. Could you imagine winning 5 to 7 Bitcoin right now? The people who won 5 through 7 in that competition right now are probably kicking themselves because they turned around and just flipped it for some pizza and Mountain Dew. So our next story up is what I thought was really cool, and big shout outs to Greg Mike in the community. He is an artist who is also the owner of ABV Gallery here in Atlanta, and he is working with Nifty Gateway to do a live NFT crypto art exhibition. So this is going to include several global artists as well as physical screens in the space. This is going to be by appointment only. And if you guys are interested in that, if you're in the area, if you're in Atlanta and you want to check it out, I know I'm going to be going by. It's going to be abvatl.com. And again, big shout out to Greg Mike, dude. The stuff that he does with his work specifically is excellent. ABV is an awesome little gallery here in the city. I am definitely going to be going by, and hopefully Mike and I get the opportunity to work together in the future curating a really cool show. So I think that is, that's Greg, Mike, and Nifty Gateway doing a physical show in Atlanta.
And I love that ability to kind of bring crypto and the things that we're doing online to the physical space as well. Amazing stuff. Great story there, Ronan. I'm going to touch here before we bring in, I think we have 2 more stories before we bring in Corey from Uplift.World. Let's get a hashtag Uplift.World in the chat, man. We're going to be doing so many cool things within that Minecraft server and what they have available, man. And Corey's going to give us all the information. There is an upcoming sale as well. They've got so many things that I don't even think I could say that, we're going to hit once he comes on here in a second. NFT Hub is in the house, and we got some people worrying about CryptoMotors. We're going to get to that story after the Uplift.World interview. But we have Decentral Games creating an Atari casino in Decentraland. Really cool story. The TLDR here, Decentral Games is actually a DAO within Decentraland itself. So a lot of users within Decentraland and a lot of investors, apparently they've created this Decentral Games DAO, and this was, I believe, sometime last year or maybe early this year. And they're partnering with Atari. They're going to launch this on 20 parcels, and 88% of the payments that are going to be in mana, in DAI, and Atari token are going to go back to the treasury of Decentral Games DAO, and they're going to be able to use that to do more things, like partner with cool companies, like Atari is a great example. But once that treasury gets filled up, and once they're able to create a cool product, I love the idea of DAO maturation and DAO treasury management and all these cool things that happen when you partner finance with the blockchain, with being able to organize through a DAO. So great stuff. I'm gonna toss this over to Ronan one time, and then we're gonna get to Corey from Uplift.World, man.
Yep. So next up, we have kind of a cool little story. This is basically more of like a highlight in the community. This is basically web. They've got the Crypto Weebs. It's crypto-weebs.com. Maybe Crypto Weebs is a cool little Web3 experience where you can kind of go in and you were able to kind of walk the streets, and on the streets they had these NFT kind of billboards, and you would walk up, you click it, and it would boot up the OpenSea website for you and take you straight to the NFT for purchase. But basically what Web is here is kind of highlighting is these really cool little AR graphics, I guess, that he kind of put to a physical card in his hand using AR technology, man. And the title here is basically that AR glasses are coming this year. And when they do, you couple that with NFTs, and we're going to see, just another boom as far as how the technology is applied to our everyday experiences, right? So when you start seeing the land that you own in, these AR overlay crypto worlds in your glasses, it's going to be quite an amazing experience, I think. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you guys are in chat as well. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking is the best use case for AR when it comes to NFTs.
Ronan, as far as adoption goes, the first one, AR or VR, which one are you choosing?
AR.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, AR.
All right, so this is
I think VR is gonna continue to just grow, and then AR is gonna hit, and people are gonna start picking it up. It just makes sense, like the whole thing, dude. AR.
Yeah, it's definitely ready and raring as opposed to kind of VR, which is slowly gaining adoption. Definitely, I agree with that completely. All right, so Uplift.World, there are 90 of you in the house. When Corey, I think we were talking about this. I don't know when he, had the idea and all these things. We're going to get into that in a second, but it's grown from a simple side project to a massive undertaking. It's awesome to hear from Corey. He has so much energy about what we're about to talk about, which is Uplift.World. And we're going to kind of come in and let him explain exactly what's going on, but they have a massive multiplayer universe here in Minecraft, and he's got a lot planned. So Corey, what's going on, my man?
I am kind of losing my mind a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. It's a really, really exciting time. Really exciting time.
Yeah.
So
yeah, your dog seems super excited.
Yeah, Brian's a very exciting dude. Hey, Brian, do you want to you want to give me a high five? No, you're pointing the wrong way.
No.
All right, come on.
It's like, why don't you talk to your robot?
Yeah, right.
So what's going on, Corey?
Oh,
what's
Come on, give you a high five. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, there he is. Boom.
Yeah, there he goes. There he goes. So yeah, you're right, man. Like when we talked last time, I was like, oh, I think I'll maybe plug some wax into like NFTs on a server or something. And now it's like I talk to bankers. It's mental. So a friend of mine now, we call him Joachim the Swede. He's one of the top guys at 01 Capital. And this is just where I'll start. He came in a little while ago. Of course, we sold out our rail plots, and we'll talk about like all the details. But just to give you kind of the high level of how like freaking mental the last 72 hours have been. The guy gets in the game, right? And part of the community cluster, we're giving communities part of the game. That's why the lads have the plot there, and like I'm gonna be blowing sunshine up Small Town Cowboy's ass for a while because his build is one of the best ones. And this guy, Yoakum, you played at Second Life, you played EVE Online, like he's done these, massive multiplayer, kind of open world before, and so he's really, really interested in this, right? And of course, the land areas that you're going to control and kind of have a permanent lease of are all backed by an NFT, right? Like so everything you do is going to be viable, sellable, tradable, that kind of thing. And so he's in finance. He runs one of the larger crypto hedge funds out there, and he gets in and like we start like kind of tooling around. You just get in, you like place block on top of block. He's like building a little house and like, oh, this is adorable. And one of the things that we do, there's a video. We build all these gratitude shrines all over the place, right? It's one of the things we wanted to bake in. So I built him a little gratitude shrine and said, grateful that you're here. And then we came back 2 days later, and he had like 2 giant towers. And he's getting us in contact with a company that did 200 ICOs last cycle, raised $1 billion, and they're trying to figure out how to get into the uplift. We just got off the phone with the CEO of one of the top, probably 4 or 5 record labels on the planet. That was 20 minutes ago. That same guy let me know that one of the top 10 crypto hedge funds on the planet, Block Tower, is planning on buying land on fucking Saturday, right? So like, it's mental. It's mental. And I think the reason, if I had to guess, the reason is that we're where a lot of people are trying to build on proprietary software, and it's a little bit tougher to do. Where we can spin up worlds, quicker than it took to have this conversation so far, and we're still leveraging the Wax blockchain. We're still leveraging NFTs. So it also is going to allow us to scale into AR. It's going to allow us to scale into VR. As those technologies mature, and obviously do financial raises and stuff. So Corey, it's nuts, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, dude, that's absolutely nuts. We're gonna get to a lot of questions. Buffalo also has the video of you guys seeing or you showing off the lads plot for the first time. So I can't wait for him to roll that while you're talking. Oh, nice. Are we gonna roll this now? All right, let's roll this now.
Right? You haven't seen this yet? No. There's actually a bunch of stuff on the other side now too. So check the helicopter. The helicopter's like coming in for a landing. It's so righteous. Like, and if you know anyone in the lads,
you guys are out of your minds.
I don't even think most of the people in the lads know how fucking cool their land is already.
And I had no idea, man. I saw this like 10 minutes before we went live. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Kudos to the builder, because it blew my mind. The fact that you can get in the helicopter, that it's got like the layer 1, it is just insane. I can't wait for our community to be able to like hop in and experience these, like just these builds that you guys are putting together. It's awesome.
Well, and everybody else is going to have the chance to do the same thing, right? Like the core functionality of it is that everybody can come in and build what they want to do. Of course, like companies are like already hiring people to come in and build in the uplift, which makes sense for them. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. So and again, you guys are going to have the 250 plot. We're kind of porting everything to a new map. So we're like picking this build up and plopping it into a new map. But you guys are going to get I think it's about 20 NFTs that are 50 by 50 plots around it, that are just, they're going to be community owned. And of course, there's going to be a mad rush to get land near you guys, right? This is something we don't even know how this is going to go, right? We're doing, we did the random rail sale, rail is going to get, sent out randomly. But the land stuff, we had this idea where, people are going to basically be able to buy, a random piece of land. Then, people that helped, create our rewards pool, we're going to have, by the end of this week, 2 million wax in the rewards pool. So again, like just to kind of go back to the basics, while you're walking around in the uplift, you're going to be earning wax and NFTs. Because I don't know if you guys have played Alien Worlds. Huge fan of that game mechanic. It was the act of pressing that button in Alien Worlds that blew my mind up and realized that literally that button, we could do 1,000 things in Minecraft that send that same signal to the blockchain, right? Or probably more, frankly. So basically what it's gonna be like, you come to the uplift, we're gonna have your wax count, we're gonna match it to your Minecraft account. We're gonna be able to see whatever NFTs first land, and then power ups that you're gonna have in your wallet. and you're going to earn wax and find NFTs all over the world. And to fill up that rewards pool, we sold a few collectible NFTs, and we're adding value to those NFTs all the time, right? And we raised 1 million wax over the course of this last week and a half, and we've got a mysterious benefactor who is not in fact the Blue Wizard, who's going to be doubling that. So we're starting with just a massive pile of wax that we're going to have for rewards. And it's important to know, if somebody walks across your land and earns wax while walking across your land that's associated to these NFTs, you earn some wax, right? So it's the same thing as Alien Worlds. If somebody mines on your land, you're making some trillium. The same thing is going to apply here. So somebody goes across your railway plot, you're going to be earning some wax, because we figured we're not going to launch any token. And the main reason why we're not going to launch any token is because we want to be the platform layer, right? So we want Lads rewards to get plugged in. We want NFTs from you guys to be able to be launched at people, what have you, right? And I think this is probably one of the reasons why we're getting so much kind of energy and attention now. I mean, other than like selling the rail out in a few hours.
Go
ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I don't. There's so much information, man. Everyone's so excited about this plot. Where to
start. Fucking get in and let's rock and roll like that, because it's crazy.
It is crazy, and I appreciate everybody. Everyone is loving the plot, by the way. So again, shout out to Small Town Cowboy for doing that. We can't wait to dive into the mechanics of people walking across the land and the tokenomics that are involved with that, or however that works with the wax. I want to start and make this digestible. So from 2 angles, I want to hit this. We do have the lads here, and we want to obviously be of value to them. So from just an outside perspective, not a lads perspective, what is happening with the land sales, what's happening with the rail sales, and then what should the lads be doing? I know it's not investment advice, nothing on the channel is investment advice, but I've had them reach out and say, should I be buying land, or can we as the team open up the land to builders? So from just let's start very general with someone who doesn't know the project, and let's move from there.
Yeah, long story short, the rail's gone now, so kind of going backwards from should we buy land? Alien World's NFTs went from $40 at launch to now $800, and that took a month and a half. And for context, that land you can click a button, right? And it's a good button. Get some Trillium, get some NFTs, awesome. So we've taken that from a one-dimensional experience to a three-dimensional experience, and I think of it in terms of 4 dimensions. It's obviously not pretty good physics, but there's communities there. We want people rubbing shoulders and interacting with each other, right? So Lads is going to be next door to Ken Bozak, which is going to be next door to M Blue, which is going to be next door to the Blockchain Heroes, which are building some awesome shit, and next to Boyd and in this community cluster that is sort of the first world that we're going to be iterating from. For me, I'm not taking any free land. I'm buying it. So let me just say that, it's my project, but I'm buying land pretty aggressively, because there's a million different things that you can do with it, especially with the land too, because people are going to be trying to get land and then put it together. And so maybe you got people that because all the land is going to be randomly assigned, except unless you have probes, which we can get into. The vast majority of it will be randomly assigned. So, for the people that are coming in, they're probably going to want to get land around Lads if they can, right? Because it's a really rich community. So if you get lucky and get, in this random assignment, a 50 by 50 or 100 by 100 plot of land next to the Lads, you're going to be sitting on gold, right? Mm-hmm. And, there's some, more popular communities in there. There's some that are a little bit lesser known. And, I think City Decentral is going to be kind of a thing or whatever. So, should you buy it? The Block Tower Capital from New York City is buying land. So,
yeah.
Right? And again, there's, if you had hours, because you've heard me on the other shows that I've been on, we've been brainstorming about this ad nauseum. It's going to be a thing, and not because of anything really special that we're doing. I don't think. I think we just sort of cracked the code to be able to iterate really fast. which in this space is basically essential. But it just lets us get in there and leverage the core technologies that people are really enjoying in an open world. You're leveraging the Minecraft layer that can do basically anything, right? Like, games are already being built in the Uplift, and we haven't opened yet, right? Like yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you guys touched on this earlier. I'm going to let Ronan come in here because I know he has some questions. But you touched on this earlier, Corey. You don't have to focus on necessarily creating the game engine or creating this platform, right? You can focus directly on the mechanics and all these things because you're leveraging Minecraft already. So I've actually, Buffalo, if you can switch the screen to my screen, I actually have the map here of the entire kind of Uplift that's been in existence up to this point. So we see the lads right here. Any observation, again, Ken Bozak is over there. And we have a ton of different people who are getting in. Some large projects here, man. So great job bringing everyone together on this. This is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, Ronan, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, no, I'm really impressed with how many names that you guys have been able to bring on for the project. I mean, looking at all these names, I'm just very excited to see like what else everybody else is building. So, but outside of that, outside of that, I'm curious about the implementation of current NFTs into like art. Right? Like, do you guys have any plans for the ability to do like a museum or like a personal home where I can import connect to my MetaMask or something, or, even if it is my Wax wallet, to where I can then view my art inside the world? I love it. Yep. So, he said we could do that too.
we just finished testing importing, not super high def, but like good pictures. It's like the only way I could get a picture in before, I took one of MBlue's NFTs, and I'm actually making him a giant sort of museum / NFT gallery for Uplift Art and for another. So just to let you guys know, we actually already got acquired. So the company that is our parent company now is dropping something in April that is going to smash a lot of things in the art NFT space, which is why we're on the phone with record labels and stuff. But it's so I wanted to make this thing because you guys probably don't, a lot of you guys might not know this, like I am a musician first, right? I've been a musician for a long time. And obviously COVID hits, there's not a whole lot of gigs as it turns out in the pandemic, right? So I'm just like tooling around. That's why I ended up messing around with Minecraft. But I meet MBlue doing interviews for Chirpcast and stuff, and he finds out I'm a musician, sends me this awesome Bitcoin bull tune that he's doing, that he's dropping as the first music video ever on the blockchain, which it was. And I just kind of start jamming on it or whatever. And he's such an awesome producer that he creates this new song that out of our two kind of mixes called I'm Not the Bubble. We released that as a Series 1 drop with Uplift Art. And in the process, I make more than I made last year in Wax, right, as a musician, which was pretty good. But we raised 30 grand for charity, like just turning music and imagery into art, right? So this guy, and obviously with the connections that he has and the innovative spirit that he has, we teamed up on the Uplift. I teamed up with him almost immediately because he got it like right off the bat. He's like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be awesome." And we rolled it into into this parent company. But the guy changed my fucking life. So the Blue Room is what I call it, is basically a constellation of 5 really massive pyramids, and we're going to turn them into NFT galleries and basically a rolling history of the biggest NFTs that are kind of in our ecosystem. And we've already got images that are in there that within about a week, maybe 2 weeks, you're going to be able to punch a sign next to it, and it'll take you to the link to that actual asset. So we're working right now to be able to NFTs IPFS, right? So that, to your point, Ronan, like if you actually have those things in your wallet, they will be available to kind of put up in your house. But yeah, I mean, that Decentraland NFT gallery was a huge case for them that like we're going at that hard, and we think our experience is going to be pretty good.
Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome. That's where my heart is when it comes to the metaverse and having these spaces and stuff. Like, I just like to, I need a place where I can start throwing up my art, man. I collect a lot of art and I've got a lot of stuff that I want to start sharing. So that's excellent.
Hey,
I'm so excited about the
Chris
project.
Tuttle?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just want to shout out Chris Tuttle from Cogs. She's awesome, man. And we're going to hang out soon. It's like, dude, I keep trying to have, I just call them playdates because that's what it feels like with me. Like, I want to hang out with the people that are actually building there and just use that as interviews. We're just kind of in there brainstorming and stuff. And Crystal, you are absolutely categorically on my list to do that just as soon as, I was going to say as soon as things calm down, but they're not going to. So we're just going to have to get really creative with schedules. Anyway, you're awesome. Yeah. Thank you for that comment.
So I do
love Ramses.
100%. A noble lad in our Discord as well. So shout out to the nobles as well. STC, Small Town Cowboys in here. He's saying we have space for 2 builders on the team. So during beta, we have creative mode access to build what we want. Hit me up on Discord if you can help. So if you guys are lads and you want to help out, or maybe you're just brand new, hop into our Discord, give STC a call, or maybe a message. Start with a message first before you go on and call them, but definitely get involved in that process and get building. So Corey, we have people in the house asking some questions. If you guys do have questions for Corey about Uplift, definitely drop them into the chat, but let's get to some. We have phase 2 coming up. We have the land sale. I have it on my screen here. And we are 1 day and 19 or about 20 hours away. What is exactly going on? We have some questions in the house saying, like, what do I need to do to get land? Where do I get it? And all of these different things. So kind of take us through the land sale and then the probes as well.
Right. Every time I hear the word probes, because it's a whole other story. It's become kind of an inside joke. Because somebody's like, do you really want to call it probes? Isn't that kind of weird? I'm like, yes, fuck it. Right. So that's happening. Noon on Saturday, you're going to be able to they're kind of like lo-fi packs. It's like a claim ticket, right? So you can buy 1 or 3 or 10 random land plots, and that comes as an NFT. The one of ones that we're creating that will be associated to each one of the actual positions, on the map, are going to be dropped out to people. So on Saturday, you're going to be able to come in and buy as many of those as you want. Now, I'm not 100% sure on the timeline, but relatively soon after that, you'll be able to use a probe to claim a spot. Now, the only way you get a probe is to buy one of the level 2 1,000 wax Genesis NFTs that we put out, and it's down one more. The booster 2 is what you're going to want to look at. There it is, because those come with what we're calling a probe, right? And that is going to basically allow you to, when we do the sprint for this, try and claim a piece of land before anyone else can get it. You're going to have to be really fast. It's basically just going to be like, hey, I want these, the region name. You'll basically put it on our database. If it's the first one on our database, then who's tried to claim that land, then you're going to get it. If it's the second one that tries to claim that piece of land, you will have spent the probe and not got anything, right? So that's how the probes are going to work. And what we were going to do too, we were going to do auctions afterwards, right? So like everybody uses the probes. We kind of give the benefit to the people that are building up the rewards pool, which I personally feel really passionately about. And then we're like, fuck it, we'll auction off the every single one of the pieces of land and make bank. Like, there's going to be a lot of people that are already trying to pile a lot of money into the actual specific locations, right? Maybe each little random land piece is worth $75 base. The 3 you can get for 200, a little bit less per. And then they're like $50 each if you get them 10 at a time. And so, people are going to want to pay, maybe double to be near the lads, right? And we're like, well, that sounds cool. Like, we're new. We need operating money and also like, yeehaw, right? But I talked to AmBlue last night, and we're actually talking to the CEO of our parent company now. We're just like shooting the shit. He's like, maybe we just get rid of the auctions. And I had literally been thinking about that 3 hours before, and I thought that was crazy. And... right? Like, because it just, and I'm going to try not to get emotional about this, and I'm going to fail. I'm just going to let you guys know that now. We're building this thing around gratitude and around the win-win-win economy, and it's really important to us, right? At the center of the world we're building is a cathedral where, it's completely secular. Every Sunday, we get together with whoever wants to show up, and we have, we throw gratitudes up on these monuments, whatever you're grateful for doesn't matter. And then we share a moment of silence together while the sun comes up in a fucking video game, right? that shouldn't mean anything, but it really, really does.
That just gave me chills, dude. That's exactly like the type of like experience like that I love to hear about, because that's what we need. That's amazing.
So on Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, let me know, and I'd love to have you in the stream when we do it, for real.
Yeah, please.
Because I agree, right? And like it was a need that I personally had, and we just started doing it. And you know, that really is the core energy of the place. And so like the Telegram channel on our first sale day, like I kept telling her, we're not gonna sell out. There's freaking 3,000 of these things. We're not gonna sell out. Sell down, right? I was wrong. But the energy in there was just, it was electric and super freaking positive. And like the memes start flying out. I mean, I know you guys have seen it, I'm sure, with the lads community, because your community is freaking baller. But it was intense, right? And we did pretty well, obviously, and that got us a lot of attention from some very interesting people. And you know, even doing it this way, like the company's gonna do really well if we get rid of the auctions. That's like, I kept thinking about, like, just even selfishly, look at Bitcoin Origins, right? They do a drop, they sell out before any. If you look the wrong way, they're going to be sold out, right? And the reason for that is they've set the price point intelligently enough, in my opinion, that the secondary market goes bananas, right? You know, and you have that randomness to it, right? So we don't have different kinds of cards; they're all one of one. But if you get a spot next to the lads, that's like getting a legendary or a mythic, from one of these other card drops. It actually means something, right? Which is going to be critical. And the more we thought about it, we're like, why don't we let our community capture that value appropriately? Because they're the ones that fucking brought it, right? Like our community is why this works, right? Like getting the community cluster people in there, getting the projects in there, and working with them to, like, you know, bootstrap some, you know, kind of building or whatever, except Small Town Cowboy, or like Boyd. Like, some of the builds in there will blow your minds. Like, they're completely insane. And so so we just decided to say screw the auctions and let everybody else gain it. So, you know, even just on that, from, you know, putting my speculator hat on, you know, I think as a potential risk reward analysis, you know, that's going to be pretty good. But I'll tell you right now, if anyone that sells, I'm trying to be being careful. Anyone that sells Uplift land over the next 90 days is going to be really, really sorry they did.
This is, again, guys, we are not investment advice givers. Do your own research. Do what you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing could burn down tomorrow. That's also a possibility at all times. Like, I'm legitimately waiting for the other shoe to drop every day. But I feel the same way about my wife, and that's been 10 years. So, you know, sometimes you get like.
Corey, we were talking about this earlier. A lot of the investment firms that you're talking about that are getting in right now to NFTs and to your project specifically, they were around back in the ICO phase. And this is kind of the cycle that we're in now with NFTs. We don't know if it's definitely not going to be as short. The ICO, you know, cycle was like 5 months, and it was like, boom, you know, done. But with NFTs, it's going to last much longer. We don't know exactly what is going to happen in the future. Nobody does. But you were talking to me earlier this morning about how can we do this and have longevity in mind? Because there is going to be a different, you know, time in NFTs where it's not this crazy. So I love that, man.
Yeah.
I want to do. Go ahead.
No, it's just like the companies. It's like, I mean, the analogy that, like, companies are like you know, Tesla or you know, Mike Saylor or whatever, right? That are getting in and showing the example of that. Every other company is looking at that, and they're waiting for the price point on Bitcoin that allows enough liquidity for them to get in. Sovereign wealth funds included, right? So that's why I personally think the actual full crypto market could last a lot longer than my original estimate, which was like Q3, Q4 of this year. But yeah, the conversations we're having, and I know Blockchain Heroes has been talking to other people at the level that we are, and the different people, which is not surprising, but also like, this is us, right? It's like, because they're going to take time to move, right? And so, like, it's going to be 6 months, maybe 9 months before you see the real heavy hitters at some of these entertainment companies start to launch things, right? And then that takes you into Christmas, and then, like, you know, we could see another 6 months tacked onto this. And again, and then there's what we don't know, right? Like, the number of use cases for NFTs is almost as infinite, right? If it's not food, it could be an NFT, and then things get really, really weird, right? So yeah, I mean, it's I mean, buckle up. It's going to be fun.
It is, and it already is. And so, Buff, I'm going to actually pull this up on my screen. You showed us the booster level 2. I'm actually going to pop in and go, and I believe it takes me right to Atomic Hub. And I want to show a little gratitude to my man, Small Town Cowboy. So we're going to go ahead and buy 2. One for, I think, personally or what have you, but definitely one for Small Town Cowboy there. So definitely give him some love, guys. He's been building it crazy. You guys, I believe we have 107 in the house. So once the blockchain confirms this, and it just did, we will have 2 new Uncommon Gratitude pieces here. Can't wait to use these in World, man. This has been a great interview, Corey. You touched on a lot of good things. I think someone in the house is asking if we should build you a statue here in Lad City. So maybe you'll see one of those pop up.
No! So, oh, man.
It's amazing. And it's so awesome to see. It's so awesome just to see your energy.
And I probably shouldn't, like, at all. I have Blue's on the phone with Warner right now. Like, right now.
Warner's going to contact Lads and be like, take that down.
Probably, right? It's like, who is that fucking clown?
Layer 1's gone tomorrow, you guys know.
YouTube's going to send the big heavy hitters.
They have to do it, right? Now these companies are seeing what's going on. And what's really funny is like the people that most of the people I'm talking to are like, oh, you have to launch on Ethereum. I'm like, oh, cool, because you want to sell the 10 whales and that's it forever? Like, it doesn't scale. Oh, but there's going to be layer 2. Cool. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen before Wax could eat everyone's lunch, right? And I don't know as much about Flow. Like, it seems like they could do pretty well. But yeah, I mean, like, CryptoKitties killed Ethereum, guys. Come on, it's not going to work. Not for mass market, but I mean for high-end stuff. You know, if you're going to drop
for high-end art, I think it lives on Ethereum
and they don't
forever.
care. I think that makes a lot of sense, right? Because like if you're dropping $1 million at $150 transaction fees, like you don't even notice that. Mass market, it's not going to. Anyway, I'm ranting. Sorry.
Yep. No, we talk about the same things. Yeah. And it's one of those things, it's just like, you know, you see it, you understand it, and you get it, and you're like trying to preach it, right? Like if you're taking a project and it's going to be, you know, you're trying to sell $5, $10, $20, $80, you know, NFTs, Ethereum's not the way, right? Because like at times it's going to cost you twice that just for the transaction fee. So I'm with you. I think Wax and Flow are both positioning themselves very well. I think, you know, you always have the conversation of decentralization being, you know, the main point. And so, but yeah, man, I love it. And I love your energy. And I love like how bullish you are on NFTs because I'm the same way. I'm preaching it from the top of the mountains. Q is out here freaking holding the microphone and I get hyped, dude. I'm ready to, who's ready to go to help Clubhouse next, man? Let's go. Let's boot up a room.
So yeah, that's the thing. I need to talk to you guys. I need to talk to you guys off air, and I talked to Q about it a little bit. We're going to be spinning up worlds, like purpose-built worlds. Because again, like we call ourselves Ready Player One version 1, right? And you know, because we're based on NFTs, we're going to be able to voxel all this stuff, literally pull up all the worlds that we do and bootstrap it into whatever comes next, which I'm get excited about all the time. I want to touch on one of the things we were talking about Q off air, the ICO stuff that happened, right, and the amount of value that they captured. The one company we're talking to raising $1 billion or what have you. They asked for how do we get some land kind of at scale or whatever, right? We're on the phone with them and great guys, like they're running really, really cool sort of community development kind of stuff now, which makes sense, right? For the whole hype engine, that whole attention economy thing, that's where that stuff flows. And I think what we're going to end up talking to them about is how to create Silicon Valley in the Uplift, right? It's fine. We could sell land. I'm starting to, and because of what just happened, I'm like astounded. There's so much demand. Awesome. Right. And, they want to bring 30 whole communities and projects in. That's, it's like a community cluster where I don't have to do anything. That sounds great. Like sign me up for that. But, right. And we could do the hype and we could get everyone excited. And that's awesome too. But what I'm going to tell them is like, whatever we do, I think we added $0 to all the prices for this. And we take 30% and we put it into an investment fund that's for startups, like real startups, games, NFT projects, artists, that whole thing. and do like a Y Combinator, but not a Y Combinator where like you show up and then everybody leaves. It's still a good family, still a good community, right? But one where you're actually on the same planet, right? People are jockeying for position to get proximity. But where, again, I guess the long story short is we want to actually produce value, right? It's like I didn't want to take any money till I knew for a fact that we already have the product, right? Like we're working on features and stuff all the time, but it's really, really, really important to us to actually deliver the things we say we're going to deliver, so that people are experiencing them, in weeks or maybe a month or two, not like a year or worst case even never, right?
Yeah, and we talked about that earlier, like you said, and you said, don't show me a white paper, show me a product. So I love that vision, man. You guys it's crazy to see the jump from us talking maybe 3 months ago and you saying, hey, we're doing a couple different things to now and all these different things. So again, land sale. Yeah, mind blown. Land sale is in 1 day, 19 hours. I dropped a couple links in there so that you guys could get to the actual page. You can do your own research and all those different things. Corey, this has been a great episode, man. This has been a great, astounding interview. Honestly, I love talking with you all the time, and we will definitely, hopefully, make our way to your show as well. So, last thing you want to kind of hit on before you hop out?
Yeah. Go to the t.me/the uplift. It's our little Telegram channel. And say hello, obviously, but what I'd really love and I would be really grateful for is if you just dropped a gratitude. List or tag someone that you are really grateful for, and feel free to say why. And what I'll do is, I'll pick a bunch of them, and I will put those up in the cathedral. Take some snapshots, do a little sunrise ceremony just for this. And the reason why I do that, and you can track everyone we talk to because they put gratitudes up on the wall, right? Like all the companies, all the, we're encoding the history of this moment in and through the context of gratitude. And so, your guys' community has been like, really, really good for all of us. And we're really, really grateful for you guys. That's actually gone up on the gratitude walls a number of times already. Right. So yeah, hit our Telegram if you feel like it, and throw up a gratitude, and we'll put a few of them up on the gratitude wall.
Awesome.
That's it.
Awesome, man.
You guys are awesome.
Love that energy.
Uplift.
The uplift.
Love
the uplift.
Dude,
got it.
Absolutely, man. Hey, Corey, I love we got to continue with the episode, man. But again, we'll be over. We'll hit you up after the episode. We'll talk. Thank you so much for breaking down the project, man, and can't wait. I mean, you say like you're so excited for the lads to be in there. We haven't even got there yet. One or two, three of us that are in there. It's going to be amazing. Yeah.
It's like this, and we haven't even opened yet. What the hell? Anyway, thank you guys very much, man. You guys are awesome. Cheers.
Thank you, Corey, so much.
Baby. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Dude, that was awesome.
Holy crap. Ronan, where do we even go from here?
We hit the last couple of topics to close out, and we say goodbye. And we know that next week we're going to have another action-packed episode, another excellent interview for our community. Again, thank you to everybody who comes and hangs out with us and takes in the content. Man, 105 of you guys for almost the entire interview. I know that Corey was absolutely ecstatic. You can feel the energy just like permeating straight through your monitor, dude. And it's such a vibe, right? So we talk about that a lot. If you guys enjoyed the content today, please make sure you click the little thumbs up button. It takes half a second to do that. Subscribing to the channel helps a lot, and sharing, the videos, sharing the playlist, anything that you think would help is much appreciated. To continue to grow our community. And for anyone who doesn't know, you can always drop into our Discord. Our Discord is called Lads City. You can go to lads.city, and it will take you straight to the Discord link, get you straight into the Discord, and we've got some great moderators there who can help onboard you and get you all set up. So again, thank you to everyone who joins us. We really appreciate you guys. We got a couple more just quick hits that we want to make sure that you're aware of before we head out. But we do thank you, and I wanted to make sure that we got that out before we hit those closing comments.
100%. Flint Savage saying our vibe, our tribe. Absolutely, man. Grateful for you guys here in the chat here today. We're close to all-time highs. We are going to absolutely fly through these next 4 pieces of news. So I've got the first piece. CryptoMotors is collaborating with Animoca brands. Basically, interoperability is going to allow CryptoMotors, who, if you haven't seen what they've been able to do in creating luxury voxel cars, so think of, a digital automotive company, essentially, where they're building these voxel cars. Hopefully, and we've seen some happen, I believe, in Decentraland, as well as I know Crypto Voxels. CryptoMotors is going to be able to do that in maybe the Sandbox if they're partnering with Animoca brands and a couple other metaverses. Again, CryptoMotors is working with Animoca brands and their Rev ecosystem to bring their virtual cars for the metaverse to a wider audience. They also announced a couple different series that they're getting ready to spin up for those that are in the market for digital and voxelized luxury cars. So really cool stuff from CryptoMotors there and Animoca brands. Shout out to Yacht from Animoca as well.
Yep. So next up, we have got the Christie news, which for anyone who doesn't know and is living under a rock for the past, I don't even know how long, Christie's is auctioning off a Beeple piece. This is the first official all digital piece of art that Christie's has ever sold. So it's kind of a big deal. As you can see, it is currently going for $13.2 million. That is the current bid, and we still have 17 hours to go on this bad boy. So tomorrow morning is going to be exciting. Again, if you guys have not picked up B20, this is not a investment advice, but I'm just saying you probably want to check that out. Real quick to XP in chat, he had a question about the UFC. If you sign up and you are on that list for UFC, they actually sent out a little survey, and if you did the survey, it mentioned the fact that you had an opportunity to maybe get into their beta. So I think that they are going to do kind of like a closed beta, the same thing they did with Top Shot, roll that out over time, and hopefully not kill the franchise on no DOAs, please. So
my man Ronan just front ran the story, but that is the UFC piece that we have here coming up. So I'll just jump right into that. Basically, we have UFC. Did we? Could be. That was kind of the rundown, I think. I was kind of talking about Khabib.
Don't cue the go music.
What? We're not queuing anything. Okay, so I've got the UFC announcement here. We'll just jump into that piece of story. So this was the announcement that they kind of brought out to the community. They said it's almost time to start your Epic UFC collection, and they kind of talk about how this is going to be rolled out here over the next coming months. There was some interesting stuff that went on. There were a couple Twitter profiles that follow Flow, much like a Flow Radio. I think it was like an unofficial Twitter community thought that this initial email, because it came from UFC First Strike, was an actual phishing attempt. And then Flow had to come out and say, no, actually, this is not a phishing attempt. You can go ahead and complete the survey. I actually completed the survey for a chance to be interviewed by the people behind UFC First Strike. And I think there was like a $50 reward or something like that. But yeah, this is basically the story. UFC coming to Flow. That was the initial announcement. What's up?
Excellent. Yes. Yeah. It's I think they're doing basically a research group.
Got it. Okay. Sounds good. All right. So this is what I have. I have one last piece. When I jumped into this was a way cooler story than I initially thought. Obviously, I should have known that, being as Sophermian, which is the NFT investment firm led up by Andrew Steinwald. This is their first incubation project. So Taken's Theorem is going to be the artist behind these. And basically what he's doing is making digital cave wall paintings. And I say that in quotations. What you have here are pieces of art that are directly tied into the blockchain. So, for example, if we're bridging to BTC, this was an actual event on the blockchain that he was able to capture within art, within these pieces, as well as the birth, it looks like, of Ethereum and the inject of BTC, and not sure what the WPYP chromosome is, but all of these paintings are a representation of actual events on the blockchain. Absolutely, as you can see, multiple events on the blockchain, but really, really cool piece here in the fact that they capture the history of Ethereum itself. That's, I think, an actual really cool feature that's going to go along with this piece and this project. So that's pretty much it, guys. Again, a full episode here. Ronan's probably going to have one more thing to touch on here. I think JN Silva is something he wants to hit, and then we have Crypto Buffalo. Take it away, brothers.
Yeah. So we do have, we did want to give a shout out to the community. Sorry, I was trying to figure out the logistics of this. But essentially, yeah, we wanted to give JN a huge shout out. JN has his second drop on Nifty Gateway coming up. It is going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time. He is collaborating with Thank You X, who is another homie who I've met on Clubhouse. And I've got a lot of love for, man. These guys have been killing it. They're, JN came into the community, went straight to, jump straight into the community, full head on, man, and we appreciate you very much. So we wanted to just kind of share the trailer. We figured that would be kind of a good way to close out the episode, show some love to a lad who came in and showed us a lot of love from day one. So with that said, I think we're going to just kind of roll the trailer and then go straight into the outro. So we appreciate you guys very much. That's our vibe, our tribe.
Why Miami? For people that want to know what my why is, why am I doing this, and why do I talk about tech so much? Empowering people is the most important thing that you can do. Tokenizing and putting things on the blockchain, those are all amazing concepts that I think are going to prevail. There's no doubt about it in my mind. We hope we'll continue this momentum that Miami has, converting it from a moment to a movement.
Thank you, lads.